What's up, everybody? It's your girl JC the Simmer, and I am back with another episode of Meeting the Miltons. We see Brendan here out to eat, and this blonde haired girl that he is with is not Kate, honey. So, on the last episode, Brendan got fed up and he decided to make him an online dating profile. So, this woman here, name is Tiffany Sumner, and this was one of the girls that he found on there. Tiffany Sumner is a young adult. Um, Brendan is very attracted to her, and they've been spending time together. They're good friends, and she still don't know how she feel about him. But yeah, he been meeting her, like late at night, after work, in the park. And she know that he's married, and they're friends, and he just been like venting to her about his marital problems. And yeah, she's just been his listening ear, and really been giving him the attention that he needs, that he's been begging Kate for. And they have not really did anything other than talk, like nothing sexual or anything. But yeah, he just been venting to her about his problems and soaking it all in, and they just been having a grand old time together. And Kate been noticing that he been coming home, all types of nights, and from what the biography is saying, that their relationship is strained. Kate don't know how she feel about Brendan. Brendan is very unsatisfied, but I mean, he's still attracted to Kate. And it says, since the strained romance dynamic have a bit tension in their relationship. So yeah, it's been difficult. When the Sims have a difficult family dynamic, they simply don't get along, and most other family members. So they've been like fighting a lot, especially in front of the children. Kate feels hurt, and so does Brandon, about like the trip and everything. So if you haven't seen that episode, I suggest you go back and watch it, because you will be lost and don't know why Brendan is acting the way he's been acting. So we have Brendan here. He's been hanging out with his friends out at strip clubs, honey. Just acting a fool. He just let loose, child, and I don't know like how this is gonna end, but he has been hanging out lately, and Kate is not liking it. So, and it just seemed like his friends is all for it, encouraging him to do things, and meanwhile they not even married, so I don't even know why he's like taking advice from them. Especially like the one with the long hair. But anyway, yeah, so we have Brandon here acting a fool up in this strip club, child, spending up all his money, giving it all to these strippers. And yeah, so like I said, he's coming in late, and Kate was waiting for him to get home, and he don't get home to the next morning. And she's just chewing him out over it, because how dare you walk up in his house in the sun and beat you home. So, I just hate that they have to do it in front of the kids. You know, the kids don't deserve to see any of this, but you know, hey, like when it happens, it happens. But stuff like this do affect the kids. Look, you know, Caden, he's upset. Look how it is affecting Star, you know, listening and watching her parents go through it. You know, this can really affect a kid's childhood. And it's just really sad to see the kids go through it and also just to see them go through it. So, Brenden, he came to his parents' house because he needed some advice on how to deal with, you know, his current situation with Kate. And he's just sitting here telling his dad, you know, everything that's been happening, that happened on the trip. And Brenden did tell him about everything he's been doing and he's been experiencing and stuff like that. And the dad just giving him advice, you know, like, son, sometimes marriage has their ups and downs. You know, that don't mean you go out and do this, that, and the other, you know, and start acting crazy. And yeah, he's like, yeah, me and your mom, we went through it back in the day. And the mom then came and uh, entered in the conversation. And she's just like, you know, reassuring him and telling him, like, yeah, your dad is right. You know, don't 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 mess it up. Don't mess up your marriage. You know, try to fix it. And you know, when you put that ring on her finger, it was forever, forever, for better or worse. You know, stick it through. You know, even when it seemed like it's draining you, or you know, like it may not never get better. So yeah, he's just, you know, explaining how he feel about it, and you know, his thoughts on it. And yeah, I hope he takes his dad's advice, because his dad has been married to his mom for over 50 years. So um yeah, I mean, marriage is tough. It can get tough sometimes. So um I just hope Brenden don't do anything too detrimental to his relationship with with this new chick that he's been spending all his time with. But yeah, um, Brenden Brenden loves Kate. You know, they've been together since high school, so just that alone can, like, have an effect on the relationship. So um, you've been together that long with somebody, you go through a lot of ups and downs. But you know, the mom is just like, you know, it'll get better, honey. So he's sitting here talking to his mom, you know, reading her text messages, you know, that they've been talking about, him and Kate, you know, they've been arguing about. And the mom, she I think she likes Kate, you know. She likes Kate. At first she didn't, not gonna lie. At first she did not like Kate. She didn't care for her, but you know, uh and here Brendan was just telling his dad and his mom, like, listen, I met this girl online. I made a profile um, on this dating site, and you know, we've been spending time together. She's been listening to me, you know, inviting me over, cooking and massaging my back and stuff, and being very kind. And you know, his parents is it's not really agree with that. So, he is just soaking it all in, getting advice from them on the best way to go about this. And yeah, the mom is just explaining, like, listen, it's a bunch of women out there, but is it really worth what you built with Kate? They got two beautiful kids together. They done made this family, and they done built this house and made a home. So I'm curious to see how he'll take on this advice from his parents. And the dad is like, "You did what, son? Oh no." Boy, you would have let that girl go, and she know you married. She ain't nothing but trouble. Friends or not, women can be sneaky. She's sitting here being your shoulder to cry on, but she ain't slick. She know what she's after. Some women don't care if you got a wife at home or kids or any of that. So that's just like what they telling him, trying to get his mom back on the right track and snap him out of it. And the parents have been through some stuff as well, so like they know they giving him game, putting him hip. I mean, it's not Brendan's first relationship, but you know might as well be. Puppy love is far gone. Honeymoon phase is far gone. So um yeah, like what happens after that honeymoon phase? You're not gonna like your spouse all the time. This is what she's telling him. You're not gonna like your spouse all the time. Sometimes you'll just it's just not gonna go good. But pray about it and stick through it. So yeah. So now here he's just chatting it up with his mom about how they missed each other and how it was so good to see her, and how he got to come back sometime to see his parents. They live in the city of San Myshuno, which is a pretty good drive from where he's at, but yeah. So this was one of the days where Brenden was at one of his friend's house, and he had a little kickback, and this girl that he's talking to is someone that's going to come up later in the episode. No, I'm sorry, not in this episode, the next episode. But basically Brenden had a few drinks, child, and he started flirting with this girl, and yeah, she basically told him like, no thank you. And the girl in the black jacket there is basically gonna tell her like, listen, don't get caught up in that mess, girl. He is married, and I know, and I heard some of the stuff that he is going through. So this is just me like playing through it. He's gonna compliment her appearance, and yeah, I'm flattered, but I'm not interested in that type of relationship with you, and that will be happy if you would like to be friends. So yeah, she told him like, Listen, it ain't that type of party over here. So, and then her friend in a black jacket is basically, yeah, gonna tell her. I'm gonna cheat that a little bit. Yeah, I did. Because when these Sims get to drinking, they get wild. So yeah, so she basically had the broken heart because telling her like putting him hip, putting her hip to Brandon and stuff. So she like, oh yeah, okay, thank you, girl. I'ma just slide on over here. Just slide on over here. And yeah, Brendan is still talking to that guy with the long hair, just being a bad influence. So here, um, Brandon is playing, what is it called? Beer pong with this girl. I forgot her name. But yeah, just enjoying herself. Then they had ended up going out to the bar, and of course he had too many drinks. Way too many drinks. And he sees this blonde haired chick dancing on the dance floor and asks her to dance. And he just enjoying having himself a jolly old time. And yeah, Brandon really seems to have a thing for blonde haired chicks. This is not Kate. This is not Tiffany. This is a total different girl that he met out at this club. And yeah, they just on the dance floor having a grand old time. And Kate probably at home waiting on him to get home. And he just out here acting a fool. But yeah. Look at this guy in a polo shirt. He hitting it though. But yeah, long story short, they got a little too close and Brandon took it a little too far. Child, he got the kissing on her and she taking pictures. Took a picture of them together and sending it to I don't know who. So Brandon is like, hold on now, like what you doing? Because I'm married and you taking these pictures. I'm not trying to get caught up or anything. So they stepped off the dance floor and he whispering something sweet in her ear. And child, after that, I don't know what happened. So Kate is at home. She done heard him sneak in late. And yeah, she's just standing there pissed the heck off because it's like, boy, you didn't walk up in his house, didn't say nothing in yesterday's clothes. And I know he see her standing there. So he just, fixing him some food. And Kate not going for it. That is really disrespectful. Really disrespectful. No phone call, no nothing. He just out here unleashed. Like how rude can you be? So she just explained it to him like, okay, why have you been coming home late? Like that is so rude. Basically telling him how she feel and how frustrated she is. And he just seemed to not care. So they into it again. He trying to, tell his side of the story and everything. Mhm. 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 Look, and then woke the kids up. Poor Star. Like, I know this gotta be hard for her. Brenden better chill out, cause I don't know how much longer Kate is gonna put up with this. So Brenden then made his way back to his girl Tiffany house, and yeah, this is the one he been spending majority of his time with. So this is the end of his episode. I just wanted to share with y'all Brendan's recent behavior after he then made this account online, and put in the comments how y'all feel about it. Until next time, bye.